welcome back to my channel. My name's Mallory. I am a young mom who likes to make mommy, lifestyle, cleaning, and now pregnancy updates. So if those are videos you like, make sure you subscribe to my channel so you don't miss out on any future videos. Today I wanted to film a 6-week pregnancy update for you. I am 6 weeks and 2 days, so I'm a little bit late, but I just wanted to get on here really fast. Max is napping. We have about an hour. I have an hour to kill before I need to leave the house. So I wanted to film this for you guys. So far this week, not much has changed from my 4-week update. I think I'm going to do every 2 weeks if that's good for you guys. So I'll do like 4, 6, 8, 10, 12 instead of doing every week. But I don't want to skip a whole month because a lot happens in a month. My breasts are no longer sore, but I will say that my nipples are very sore, especially because I'm still breastfeeding my almost 11-month-old. So sometimes when he's nursing a lot, because I am pumping 5 times a day to keep up milk for him, and he's nursing, so my nipples are getting a lot of action, and they are very sore. But we're working through that. I want my son to have breast milk at least until the age of 1, so we'll figure it out. We'll suck it up and get through it. So that's happening, but I'm no longer feeling tenderness. I am nauseous. It's really kind of weird because with Max I was never really nauseous, but I'm very nauseous this time, but only if I don't eat. So first thing in the morning I feel really sick, but then if I eat like a granola bar or something, then I feel good and I'm fine. And same like right now, it's 2 o'clock. All I've had to eat today, I had a bite of Max's cake pop. We went to Starbucks. I got a pink drink. We've been running errands all day. I haven't had a chance to eat. It's 2:21, and I have not eaten yet today, and I'm feeling a little pukey. But other than that, I feel pretty good. I'm not quite as tired. I was really tired around 4 weeks, but that's kind of leveled off for me. I still am tired, but I'm a mom, so I think I'm like permanently tired. But not to the point where I'm exhausted. I'm still getting stuff done. My house is pretty clean. I'm behind on laundry, but otherwise I'm caught up on everything, schoolwork, everything. So tiredness kind of gone. Honestly, if I didn't know that I was pregnant, I don't think I would really put 2 and 2 together at this point, which makes me a little bit nervous. My back is still really hurting me, my lower back, but I don't know if that's really pregnancy related or if it's because the weather's changing. My back has always hurt since I got my epidural, and maybe I'm just a weenie and maybe it's coincidence, but I feel like it's right where my epidural spot was from when I delivered Max. Like my back just aches. But I guess I would call that a pregnancy symptom because some people have that, but otherwise, I had a leg cramp the other day, and I guess I read that could be something, but otherwise, I swear to you, if I didn't know that I was pregnant, I wouldn't know. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, if I was still having a period, like, on those, I didn't know I was pregnant shows, if I hadn't missed my period, I would just assume nothing. Because maybe it's hard because it's my second baby, too, like, because I know with Max, my chest got really veiny and my boobs got kind of bigger, but I'm breastfeeding, so they're already bigger, they're already veiny, and, I'm tired, but, like, I'm a mom, so I'm always tired. I just don't think that I would put 2 and 2 together otherwise, which makes me nervous because I have had 2 miscarriages. If you haven't been following me for a little while, if you're a new subscriber, I have had 2 miscarriages, so it does make me a teeny bit nervous because I'm not feeling symptomatic. However, I did get my blood drawn in the beginning and my numbers were doubling like they should, which doesn't mean anything. Well, it means so far so good, but it doesn't mean that I'm not going to miscarry. And then I had an ultrasound to make sure that it wasn't an ectopic pregnancy. There was no heartbeat yet, but I was only 5 weeks. Like, I was 5 weeks and 3 days based off of my last menstrual period, but I was only 5, the little gestational sac was measuring 5 weeks, 0 days. But that's not necessarily saying the baby's 3 days behind. The ultrasound tech was saying, like, if they were to measure the baby, or if, like, they needed to measure the baby to see how far along I was, they would use the baby and not the sac. But since I knew my period and it's measuring within a week of each other, we're still going based off of my last menstrual period, I believe. But anyways, my doctor said everything looked good for 5 weeks where it was supposed to be. There was a yolk sac, there was the gestational sac, everything was measuring on track. So so far, so good. I go back exactly 2 weeks from today. Today is Tuesday. I go back April 9th for I'll be 8 weeks in 2 days when I go. And there should be a heartbeat. I should see a baby. Like, I should look more like a baby and not just a circle. I'm pretty sure. I don't think I ever went when Max was. I went at 9 weeks because I was having some bleeding. I went into the emergency room and they did like a quick little ultrasound and Max was moving around. And he looked like a baby. They have like little nubs and like a tail thing, but I don't know at 8 weeks per se. But I should see a heartbeat. I should see growth from the 5-week scan. So I'm just kind of praying, I guess. I'm not an overly religious person, which I don't want to like get into on my channel, but I do pray and I do believe in a God. I just don't like practice religion. I don't attend church or anything. But I'm just kind of leaving it up to the universe, I guess. If what'll be will be, and I can't change it regardless of the fact. So I'm trying not to read too much into not having symptoms. I do lay up at night sometimes and I'm like, 5 weeks pregnant, no symptoms. 6 weeks pregnant, no symptoms. And a lot of people actually don't experience anything until a little later on. See, with Max, I knew because of my breasts and how I was feeling. I knew, but I'm not feeling that this time. So we'll see. Based off of my little app thing, the baby is about the size of a little peppercorn and likewise is adding a little flavor to your hormonal mix. So it's just a teeny tiny little thing right now. It's tiny, tiny. But it's crazy to think back to 4 weeks. It was like the size of a poppy seed. So tiny, tiny, and it's like doubled or tripled in size in 2 weeks. So I'm really excited for my ultrasound in a couple weeks to see how everything's shaking and baking in there. Yeah, but otherwise we're feeling pretty good. I am coming around to the idea. I don't want to say coming around like I didn't love this baby from the beginning, but it was very overwhelming for me to think about being a mom to 2 young babies, 2 under 2, and essentially by myself. That was very overwhelming for me and I felt very guilty, but now I'm starting to become more excited by the fact, and I think to myself, like, Max is going to have a lifelong friend, and yes, it sucks, but then they'll both kind of be out of the diaper in whatever stage together, and then it's going to be a hard couple years, but then once we're out of that 2-year span and they both get potty trained and they both whatever, they're talking, it's going to be a really fun time. So yeah, I'm starting to come around to it and get more excited. So far, I haven't gained any weight. I don't know. Do you guys want to know my weight? And then I can kind of track that. I don't know if I necessarily feel comfortable seeing my weight, but if it would help some of you, then I can help you and kind of document it for you guys. So if that's something you want to see, leave that down below. But as far as weight gain, I haven't gained any weight. I'm only 6 weeks, but I know some people start gaining right away. I didn't gain any weight, not even 1 pound with Max, so I'm kind of hoping for the same this time, but I am about 25 pounds lighter this time than I was at when I started my pregnancy with Max, so I'm not really sure. And then as far as like bloating goes, I'm still very bloated. I'm so surprised with Max. I swear to you, I didn't even like look pregnant until 18 weeks. You could kind of tell if I was wearing like a tight fitted shirt. Even when I was bloated in the beginning, I just looked like bloated like before you started your period. Just kind of like your belly sticks out like you ate too much, but not like round. And then 18 weeks was when it started to look more round, but really not until like 24 weeks did I look like people would say something at the store. Like before I looked a little fluffy. But it's so crazy to me because this time I'm only 6 weeks and 2 days and like legitimately I have to roll my leggings down underneath my stomach or like push it into my stomach. Like I don't understand. I look pregnant and I'm assuming it's bloat. The baby is the size of a peppercorn. Like I am not showing at 6 weeks. At least I don't think. At least I hope not. So yeah, I'll show you guys my belly and we can kind of compare it to last week. Hold on. Let me move you down. So I'm wearing a dress today. It's kind of nice, but I just look fluffy. I don't want to say my stomach's flat. I am a bigger person, so I don't have a flat stomach by any means, but like more flat than this. But I can't even like suck it in. Like that's me trying to suck in, and it's just kind of rounded right now. So I don't really know what's going on. I'm really terrified to see what the third trimester looks like for me because honestly with Max, I never got very big. I mean, I obviously was visibly pregnant, but like some people get massive, which is fine. I never did. Like I was going to physical therapy for headaches, and I would like be laying on my back doing a stretch or something, and then I would just like sit straight up. I never was the person who had to like roll to my side to get up. I could just sit straight up. I could tie my shoes. Like I just got so lucky in my pregnancy with Max. I didn't gain any weight. I had no complications. Like I'll show you a picture of the day that I went into the hospital. Or wait, this was 37 weeks pregnant. Like I don't even know if you can see from the glare. I was 37 weeks pregnant, and Max was measuring 2 weeks ahead, and then this was the day that I delivered. Like I took this picture before I left for the hospital. I never got very big, and so now I'm terrified because I feel like I'm already showing, like I'm already fluffy, and I'm 6 weeks. And with Max, I didn't show until like 24 weeks, so I'm seriously freaking out, but whatever. We'll take it as it comes. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching. Let me know if you have any video suggestions. I will be doing the blood testing. My insurance covers the blood test at 12 weeks that tells you if your baby has, I think it's trisomy 18, 21, and 23. I think so. It's Down syndrome and then trisomy, or is it 13, 18, and 21. I'm going to look it up so I can talk more about it. But I did that with Max too. It's like the Panorama test, or I think the brand that mine was Natura, something like that. And they draw your blood and they tell you if you're high risk or low risk for Down syndrome and whatever. And they also can tell you the gender of the baby, which is not why I do it, because Arturo does have cousins who have Down syndrome, so that's more my thinking, not because I would terminate my pregnancy, but just kind of so I could become educated on it if that were to be the case or whatever. So I will know around 12 weeks what I'm having. That is, I guess, like a perk of it, perk of knowing if your baby has some sort of, I don't think it's necessarily called a disability or a no. If there's something abnormal coming back for my blood test, that's a perk to know, so we can look for it, but also I'll know the gender. So I might do like an old wives' tale video and do like the baking soda and pee or the cabbage test. I don't know. If you guys want to see that kind of stuff, I'm totally down to film that for you, so just let me know. Otherwise, I'll see you in my next pregnancy update, guys. Bye.